Hello, fellow travelers. It's Max. This is going to be a longer than normal spiel, I guess you could say. A few announcements that need to be made. First of all, thank you guys so much for just tuning in and listening. I believe at this point in time, we have crossed 15,000 listens for the entire year, which is absolutely insane to me, and it wouldn't be possible without all of you out there listening and re-listening, and it's really very much appreciated, and all of us truly, it means a lot to all of us. Thank you so much. Next thing, we have a Ko-fi page now. So if you want to support our efforts to upgrade our equipment, to just put more back into our show, you can do that now. Very low barrier to entry. It is kofi.com/9mm retirement radio. That is ko-fi.com/9mm retirement radio. And yeah, we're not asking for much. You don't even have to support if you don't want to, but it would mean the world to us if you did. Third, Handlers Only dropped this week, yesterday actually, on October 16th. Handlers Only is an experiment by Chris Hamjay at Sorry Honey, I Have to Take This, to basically bring together all sorts of different Delta Green actual play handlers to play Delta Green and to not be running the game. Myself, Tom Ogas from Stories and Lies, and Vince Kaufman from Black Project Gaming, as well as Chris Hamjay, are all playing together in this very first arc called The Lazarus Cocoon that dropped yesterday. And it's going to be a weekly release, and it's its own feed. You can check it out where you get your other podcast at. And yeah, if you want to hear more of me, you want to hear more of your favorite Delta Green handlers, go check that shit out. It was fucking bananas. Next thing, this arc was recorded over a year ago at this point, so it may sound a little different. The process may sound different, I guess you could say, so please bear that in mind. And I guess the final thing I want to say is fuck Nazis and fuck fascism. And now we get into Operation Walking Distance.
It's me, Bernard. I just read the file you sent over.
About last November?
Yeah. And this other thing that happened a few weeks ago. Definitely a connection. Send K-Cell.
Are you sure about that? Kingston tends to be difficult to track down.
I know. But he's been through some shit, and he's been around almost as long as we have.
Right, but I understand there's personnel issues there. Him and KRÖGER butt heads, from my understanding of things.
I don't give a shit. They're the right call for this job, and when push comes to shove, they set their differences aside, don't they?
Yeah, that's true.
Kingston can only be in so many places, so use our friendlies to reach out and use his daughter to get his attention.
Of course.
Have you been, by the way? You been going to that treatment center in Pasadena?
Yeah, it's helped. Yeah.
You're still going, right?
Yeah, my wife fucking hates my guts. No surprise there.
Yeah, no shit, Curtis.
All the same, I appreciate the trust again. I know it isn't easy for you.
None of this shit is easy. You know that.
I know. All the same, it's appreciated. I'll send the word out to K-Cell. Leverage Kingston's daughter if he proves difficult.
Good. Please, take care of yourself.
One day at a time, Donald. We'll talk later.
That lying son of a bitch.
get started, I will actually make the first roll of the night, deciding who to start with first. 2. All right. So, I'll actually be you, KRÖGER. So, Mr. Clovis Fern. How's a normal day find Mr. Fern?
Normal day for our good old Fern. Stands up relatively early, 6:30, 7 a.m. at the latest. Gets up, morning routine's easy. Brushes his teeth, gets dressed, takes a deep breath, looks at himself in the mirror, smiles, then instantly starts checking all of his stocks, all of his money shit basically. And when he's done with that, he goes to work. He checks his meetings on his phone. He sees who he has to talk to, who's important, who's maybe not so important, and if someone's not so important, he just delays him. Fuck him. Not worth his time. Time is money. Time's of the essence. So, he takes his car, a nice car, an expensive car, takes that to work, to the head office of Lockheed Martin in Bethesda, Maryland. Opens the front doors with a big smile. His graying short hair slicked back a little bit. Little 3-day-old mustache around his face. But always a smile on his face. Every day where someone wages war is a good day for him. So yeah, he makes his way up to his office for his 8:30 appointment of basically checking all his emails. It's an appointment he always sets himself for the day. It takes up an hour, and it's basically just a meeting with himself. So nobody can interfere, he can just get to work, check all of his emails, and if it's a stressful day, the absolute abusing of cocaine starts early.
Yeah, as you get up and your secretary greets you. Good morning, Mr. Fern.
Good morning to you. Anything special today I should know about?
No, sir. You cleared all your appointments with me, and it seems that the only thing is there was a piece of mail waiting for you before we opened even.
Interesting. I'll go have a look. Is it on my desk already?
Yes, sir.
Just so I like it. Thank you.
Of course, sir. Please let me know if you need anything.
He just nods and makes his way to his office.
So, office is as you left it, whenever you worked last. Except for there is a yellow bubble pack on your desk where your secretary left it. And written on the front of it just in Sharpie, just addressed to your office with your name. No return address, no indication of who sent it.
He looks at it, scoffs at the use of Sharpie on something addressed to him, but he opens it anyways.
And inside, probably something you've seen before, is a folded up piece of paper, a simple Nokia flip phone, and actually a plane ticket already preset.
Sighs. Looks at the ticket.
It is flying coach.
Yeah, he checks, where is it to, and also opens the flip phone and checks that.
Yeah, ticket is actually set. It's not immediately from today. It's actually set a few days from now, but you'll be flying out of Washington, D.C. with a layover in Boulder, Colorado, before finally reaching a small municipal airport in Gold Beach, Oregon.
Alright. Time for one of those fucking things again, huh? Then he flips the phone open and checks if there's anything on it.
Yep, if you power it on, you see that there is a preset of 4 contacts, all of which, you can tell by the numbers that these are likewise burner phones. And you see the 4th contact, there's already a message from it, which simply says, you are invited to a night at the opera.
Yeah, he figured. Hope for a fucking quiet day, yeah. Damn it. What else can we do, huh? Then he picks up his phone, punches in the numbers of his secretary, and calls.
Yes, sir, Mr. Fern.
Hey, it's quite important. I've got a business meeting to attend. Please, clear my schedule for at least the next 5 days.
Yes, sir. So, should I tell anyone? When are you expected back?
Well, that's a good question. I'm not too sure. I hope it's done within those 5 days. Quite important. Gonna meet a business partner, so I'm hoping to get it done in those 5 days. If I don't get it done by any chance, I'll just call you again and have you take care of the schedule.
Yes, sir, of course.
Wonderful. Thank you. Yeah, then he hangs up, sits back down in his chair, stretches out his arms, and goes, Night at the fucking Arbor, huh? Hope this would be a nice work week, a nice quiet work week, but those fuckers are gonna need some help again. Fuck this.
Do you read the paper at all?
Oh, you know what? Yeah, he would do now.
Okay. Yeah. So you fold it open, and it's obviously just a printout from simple word processor. It's in a Times New Roman font.
Mm-hmm.
And it just simply lists out meeting agent Brent Detwiller, Gold Beach, Oregon.
Alright. He does not know the name, probably. So he just looks at it, tries to remember it, but still folds up the paper. Then opens it up, looks at it again, and rips it up.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, as his schedule's getting cleared by his secretary, he just stays another 10 minutes in his office, just staring at a wall, thinking back on shit he has already done while on a night at the opera. He's not amused to go on another one, but shit has to be done. So he gets up, packs all of those things, and takes a stroll through the office, meets a few colleagues, just checks over their work, just basic precautions. So everything runs while he's not there. And when that's done, after maybe an hour, he leaves and prepares. There's not much to prepare, to be fair. He's not much of a weapons man. He just packs his registered Glock 22, a little pepper spray keychain, his encrypted laptop, lots of fucking money. Just like takes a few bundles of cash. Because he knows he'll need those, and he doesn't want any expense to be traced back to him. At least
approximately how much in cash?
What's the limit you can take on in-country flights? Is there a limit?
I don't believe there is.
Let's say he probably packs like 10k.
Okay.
And obviously he'll pack a baggie of cocaine. Like, looking at the flight list, he goes like, alright, I probably have some people I know who can just wave that through.
You're a frequent flyer. They know who you are.
Yep.
And even if you weren't, you've had experience in getting that sort of thing past snooping eyes and noses.
Yeah, that's probably all he pack, except for like clothing and all of that. Some expensive suits, some not so expensive, more casual shit if he needs to go quote unquote undercover. Because if he just packs suits, that's gonna be a problem. But yeah, he packs some clothing and then calls it a day. Relaxes for the rest of the evening before getting ready to board the plane in Washington next day.
Alright, perfect. Dovetailing quite nicely, Mr. Valentin, how's a normal day find you?
Valentin spends the morning with his beautiful wife at her Pilates class, and then at around maybe 11:30 goes into the office and sees his first client at about 12:30. Gets all up in their teeth for a while, sees quite a few people, finishes up around 5 and starts packing up for the day to go back home to his beloved wife.
Alright, so as you're getting out the door, one of the nurses who mans the desk says, Dr. Valentin, before you go, this was left for you earlier today. Didn't say who it's from. She just kind of turns over her hand. She's obviously a little bit suspicious of it, but simple yellow bubble mailer, has your name and your workplace address on it, big block letters in Sharpie.
Oh, thanks. I'll take a look at this. Appreciate it. He'll go back into his office just for a moment to pop it open, see what it is.
So, you wouldn't know, but exact same contents as your associate, Mr. Fern. A simple Nokia flip phone, a folded up piece of paper, and a plane ticket for about 3 days from now.
He just sort of sighs to himself and packs it up with his things and stops by a florist on the way home to bring his wife an apology bouquet when he gets back.
Thoughtful.
And has to tell her that he won't be home for a few days.
What do you tell her about this rather sudden departure?
Oh, God. Phoebe, baby, I know it's a bother, and I'm so sorry. I know you have yoga next week that I promised I would take you to, and I'll still take you to that. I just have a work thing that's cropped up. It's frustrating, I know, but I'm I'll be available to talk on the phone. It's just going to take a few days.
And she is a little put off by it, but, being a professional wife guy, you know how to keep in her good graces.
I give her the best foot massage she's ever had.
Oh, yeah. And that bouquet is just fucking gorgeous. The most amazingly put together. Like, it's flowers that aren't even in season yet.
Yeah.
But you got them just because you know she likes them. Yeah, it's actually a lot of lilies of the valley, which for March in Maryland is not common.
He, after spending the evening with his wife, he will pack a variety of medical supplies, and I believe there's a way to bring guns, so he's going to try to take his pistol with him.
Yes. Yeah, it's perfectly legal to bring firearms on flights if you check them, and that even includes long arms, like your rifle. Mm-hmm.
Oh, then he'll take both.
Yeah, so as long as you check them, and as long as they aren't something like blatantly illegal, you can bring them on.
Perfectly within legal limits. Yeah, he'll check those and make sure he's got them and ammo with him.
Now there is a limit on ammo you can carry.
He'll take up to the limit.
Yeah, it's not anything crazy. All right, sweet and simple. I guess that lets us move a little bit up north to the Garden State of New Jersey. Mr. Novak, where does a normal day find you?
Bogdan Novak wakes up in his tiny little Newark, New Jersey apartment around 6 a.m. The smell of the Chinese kitchen downstairs is already reeking through his vents. He thought it would be cute at first when he bought this place, but it gets old pretty fast, and it's been old for a long time. He wakes up and he throws on his wrinkled attire and he gets in his shitty little car and he will drive to the Newark, New Jersey Postal Inspector's office to start his day.
All right. So you go through security and you are, of course, waved through as they know who you are. You've done work for them for years now. However, as you are kind of heading towards your workplace, you are pulled aside by one of your supervisors, Novak. Sorry to bother you, but we actually received a suspicious package. It's addressed to you.
Take me to it.
And so he kind of leads you to the side room, which is a little bit more sequestered from the main office space, where they go through packages that are suspicious, but they don't expect to be imminently dangerous. And you see that it is indeed a yellow bubble mailer addressed to you, and rather distressingly addressed to the postal office rather than to your home address.
Huh. Well, Novak will turn to his supervisor and say, I think this is all very funny. I think this is simply a package from my cousin. He, kind of a dipshit. Knows where I work somehow, or can Google that at least.
Huh.
I've been moving a lot, obviously. Must have forgotten my address. It's fine.
Go ahead and give me a charisma times 5 plus 10.
Fuck. Okay. What? Okay.
So that's 55, I believe.
Yes. That's a success. 35 under 55.
Yep. So he narrows his eyes, but he nods and he says, well, tell that cousin of yours that that's a federal offense to be sending mail like that.
I mean, no, it's not. It's just an insult in the eyes of God. But he is fucking stupid. We can agree on that. And he'll take the package. And he will turn and walk away.
Your supervisor actually leaves you alone in there.
Okay.
Because it is still a suspicious parcel, and they expect you to open it in there.
Sure. Yeah, he'll wait until the supervisor leaves, and he'll flip out a little penknife and slice it open.
And inside, yours is a bit different. Because inside, you have the Nokia phone and the piece of paper, but all of that is packed up in a bag full of gravel, as if to pad out the parcel to make it seem heavier than it should be.
Novak looks at the fucking bag of gravel. These guys are getting sloppier and sloppier. But he'll look at the phone, he'll look at the note, and realizing he has to go on another cross-country endeavor for his... whoever the fuck he's working for now. He's not particularly happy. And so he sets about making the appropriate arrangements. He'll call his cousin Lek and ask him to, house it, watch his cat, I want to be gone for a couple days, and I'll throw 20 in for you, that kind of thing. And then now he has to try to get clearance to take off of work for like 3 or 4 days to the other side of the country.
Yep.
So he's gonna run a spiel by his fucking boss. He's going to try to, family emergency, you know, I gotta go out there. My great Aunt Doris, that kind of thing. She's so sick and she's so frail, and I love her so. I must see her before she passes into the great beyond, kind of thing. Please, you know.
I won't make you re-roll the charisma at this point. You know, you have been a steadfast and dutiful worker for the Postal Service as inspector. And so he is more than happy to give you that week of leave plus whatever else you need for bereavement.
Perfect. Then, yeah, he will start. He'll take off that day, and he will start packing up his stuff.
Last but certainly not least, far out to the west, in a small isolated shack up a dirt track halfway up the Rockies.
The man with many identities, but the one that he would stick with being Dan Masterson. Well, first of all, it's not a shack. It's a nice cabin. It's a very nice cabin out in the western part of Montana. And let's say it's like 9 a.m. He's got not a care in the world. Doesn't have to answer to anybody except a certain organization that he tries but fails to hide from. They always seem to find him in one form or another. But he's currently sitting out on the front porch of the cabin in a wooden rocking chair, drinking a black coffee. He's always got his sidearm within reach of him. You know, he can see people coming up the driveway, hear them coming. The forest around him brings a bit of calm and peace and serenity to him. And again, sightlines are good. He's able to see anybody coming. And yeah, no, he's just enjoying the crisp morning Montana air.
Crisp is a bit of an understatement in March. It's pretty damn cold.
The very cold Montana air then.
Yeah, your coffee, your mug is steaming like a chimney. And as you are there drinking your coffee, enjoying the quietude, you hear the sound of tires on gravel.
He's gonna narrow his eyes.
And with your view, coming around the bend, you see a squad car from the Raleigh County Sheriff's Department.
Okay. He's just gonna sit in the chair, maintain. He's a little bit more alert, a little bit more tense now, but still, you know, sipping on the coffee, his eyes never leaving the vehicle as it approaches.
And the vehicle comes up, you know, the lights are on, it's not, you know, blaring its siren or anything, it's just coming up, and about 50 feet from your porch, it comes to a stop. The driver cuts the engine, steps out, and out steps Deputy David Foote.
Hold on.
And
David Foote?
Foote, yes. It's F-U-T-T-E, pronounced Foote.
Oh, no, that's fine. Sorry. Go on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so here's actually a question for you. Would Masterson, as he'd be known, would he know Deputy Foote from the times he's gone into town to get supplies?
Yeah, I'd say that's fair. God damn it.
So
Footsteps out and leg follows.
God damn, you Americans will use anything to measure except real measurements.
Yeah. How many Deputy Foots should I bury?
Oh, for fuck's sake, man.
Yeah. So Deputy Foote, you know, steps out of his car. He grabs his patrol cap from the passenger seat, you know, puts it on. And the thing about Foote is he is a huge guy.
You know what they say about big feet?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
The dude is easily 6'9". He says he's 6'9". You think he might actually be a little bit taller than that. He kind of like unfolds himself out of the car and puts his hand on, but then he looks and he nods to you. Good morning, Mr. Masterson. Sorry to bother you.
And for the record, Dan Masterson is 6'1", so he's also a pretty tall guy himself. So Deputy Foote being much taller than him, you know, he's always assessing a potential adversary. Masterson's going to say, "Morning."
Sorry to bother you, but actually got a call for a welfare check on you.
Welfare check? Do I look like I need a welfare check, deputy?
Well, no, but your daughter was really insistent. Said she hadn't been able to reach you for several days.
My daughter, huh?
Yes, sir. Your daughter, Amelia Masterson?
He is going to look at him with a little bit of suspicion, because the only way that would be possible is if Amelia would contact him directly. So the wheels in Masterson's head are starting to spin a little bit, and he's just going to stare at the deputy, waiting for him to say more.
He kind of awkwardly clears his throat and, well, obviously you're okay, so she just said that if you could please give her a call as soon as you can. He kind of like reaches into his pocket and he pulls out, he's like, yeah. And he pulls out a piece of paper that he had like torn out of a notebook and scribbled a number on. He's like, she says that she broke her phone in her panic after your call disconnected the last time. So she got a new phone here.
He just sighs and goes, all right, hand it here.
So footsteps forward, hands you the piece of paper.
Is it a number that I have seen before?
No, but it's actually a Montana area code.
That's interesting. Okay. He's going to take the paper, continue to stare up at Deputy Foot, and kind of have like a narrowed-eyed, like steely look and just not say anything, but the message should be clear. He wants him to leave.
Foot just tips his hat. Good day, Mr. Masterson.
He raises his coffee cup up in mock salute.
Yep. Turns around, folds himself back into the squad car, and kind of backs himself out, and then turns around and slowly drives back down the path to the main road.
He will watch until the car is gone, and then he will listen and wait until it's no sign of it being anywhere close. He's going to go back inside the cabin, pull out a flip phone, like an older flip phone, and he's going to stare at it for like at least a minute before he dials the number on it.
You do eventually dial the number, and it rings only once, and then you hear a sharp squeal of electronic interference over the line before it cuts to a feminine but heavily electronically distorted voice on the other end.
Mr. Masterson, you're a very hard man to get a hold of.
Well, that's the point, isn't it? What do you want? Is it go time again?
It is. Oregon, Gold Beach.
Anywhere specific?
Yeah, and she actually gives you a proper address, but basically it's a public park in Gold Beach.
Collier H. Buffington Memorial Park.
Understood.
Be there. Monday.
Fine. And he hangs up. So, knowing that he's going to need to bring stuff with him and pack everything up and drive. He knows he's doing a quick mental calculation. That's about a 15, 16-hour drive. So, he grabs his keys. He drives a Chevrolet Silverado. He grabs his keys, pulls the truck around to the front of the house. It was on the side. And he'll go back in the house and he will pack a bag of clothing. He's then going to start loading up 2 black hardened tactical cases, one of which is his Ruger S-FAR, the other is his SIG MPX. He goes to a closet in one of the side rooms, staring at a reinforced Kevlar vest, grabs that, throws that in the back, checks his pistol, his Beretta. He's going to take a few extra magazines for that. Then he grabs one final hardened case containing 2 flashbang grenades and 2 tear gas grenades. He's going to then check the house, make sure everything is okay, takes that all out to the truck. In a hidden compartment inside the truck, he will open that up, and inside of that is a few bundles of money, probably about $7,500, and a couple of fake IDs and passports and badges from a couple different federal agencies. There's one for a FBI consultant, there's one for a EPA agent, and double checks, just does the assessment, the double check, the triple check. Gets in the truck, heads to the closest gas station, fills up, and begins the long drive to Gold Beach, Oregon.
And so by plane or by long drive, all of you finally make it to Gold Beach, Oregon by Monday, and you all converge. I'd assume that those who are taking a plane, renting a car, I won't make you, kind of torture your way through that. You can just say that you rented whatever vehicles you desire, whether it be one or multiple.
I'm gonna rent a Toyota Prius.
In keeping with being
Have
in
to be
Oregon.
environmentally conscious.
Well, that
Yep.
too.
Client's gonna go out of pocket for standard issue, super suspicious, fed fucking like Escalade.
Excellent.
He's you know, he is what he is. He can't be anything else.
And Mr. Fern, you can either, since you and Valentin would have been on the same flight, you could either.
I'm not gonna get
Oh
into
yeah,
a
we probably
Toyota
sat
Prius.
next
No,
to
fuck
each
that.
other.
I'm just gonna check. I'm literally just
Ah,
on
yes.
the website.
4 vehicles for you to keep track
browse
of.
No,
vehicles.
that works perfectly fine by me. I mean, that way, if one of you guys wants to go off alone and die, you can just do it on your own time.
Hell yeah. Oh, you know what? He's gonna get himself like a. Is it right? Yeah, like a nice 2020 Toyota Camry.
A nice what?
Oh,
A nice 2020 Toyota Camry.
2020 when we're in 2018.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, he's got that kind of money.
He's got that money, let's be real.
He's got that futuristic money.
Almost 2 fucking AM. You know what then? Fuck it. BMW 3 Series, some shit like that.
I got so many stacks. I want
Hey,
the
there we
space-time continuum.
What do you mean it's not released? Fuck you, here's money. Yeah, also I think like on the flight, the moment we get off the plane, Fern just takes out like his normal cell phone and just texts his wife away for work. See you in a few days. Boop. And it's like not even the first time he did this.
Not even an I love you.
Just night and day between
She
him
just
and
gets an
Valentin.
ILY.
Yeah, Valentin like comes up to you, he's like, "Hey, fancy seeing you here."
Didn't know I booked my appointment in fucking Oregon, eh?
Yeah, have you been flossing? I know that last time we did your cleaning, there was some bleeding around the gums there.
Yeah, shit fucking happens. Gums bleed. Shit happens, you know how that is. I'm not paying you to tell me how to fucking... I'm paying you to take care of it, you know?
If you want to pay me, I can come to your home twice a day and brush your teeth for you, but I think it would probably be better for you to do that yourself.
In his face, you see how he actually considers it for a moment. Before then going like...
Uh-huh.
Alright, don't worry about it. Even have a toothbrush with me. Don't worry about that shit. Just forget to floss. Just teeth. If they fall out, I'm gonna buy the next ones.
Okay, just make sure that you come to my office to do that.
Always, Doc. Always.
Well, what shit are we in today?
Well, let's see. I'm sure the organization has nothing bad in store for us, and it's gonna be a nice walk in the park, right? Like every other fucking time. He just like pinches his bridge.
It's always dandy. Always fun to see you in a non-dental.
Yeah, always a fun time seeing you out of the office, huh? Yeah. What do you think? Did I get Kingston this time? Huh? Did he hop the bucket? Did he finally eat a
I
bullet?
don't know if they could reach him.
They always seem to reach one.
Yes, we'll see.
Ah.
Yeah, so you all make it to the park, and this is probably the most sus convoy in the world. You have a Prius leading a what you said was a Beamer you got?
A BMW.
Yeah, okay. So you got a Prius leading a Beamer, leading the most fed ass looking Escalade. And
meanwhile, Kingston would likely have already been posted up in his own vehicle, waiting, like parked on the side of the road and whatnot, waiting for the others to show up.
He just sees the procession.
Probably. Actually, if he sees the procession of vehicles and sees KRÖGER, he's going to be like, this idiot. Kingston is not a big fan of the bean counters, if you will. He dealt with plenty at the CIA during his time. They were the ones who always were having a little bit more control than he would have liked. So
That's mutual. That feeling's mutual, my man.
probably think that I'm just a fucking curmudgeon that just, aims and points and shoots and bludgeons things.
You're the muscle.
alright, so you get to the park and they're waiting for you, getting out of his own vehicle. Just a simple Ford sedan is Agent Detwiller, the man you've been told who's your contact here on the West Coast. And who would you say approaches first out of you four?
I think KLEIN is making moves first because he wants to just get this the fuck over with. He fucking hates being out of New Jersey. He hates being out of his comfort zone like this. He doesn't really like the people he works with out here anyway.
Yeah, so this guy just kind of nods at you. And, so you must be the specialists.
That would be us. Are you a Detweiler?
I am.
KLEIN will put his hand out, introduce himself as KLEIN. I guess also, just a side hint, I guess I didn't quite get the memo that we all knew each other previously. But KLEIN will turn and he will sort of point to the three behind him and go, KOAN,
You would see me
KRÖGER.
strolling up last when you all are assembled, just making sure that we're not being watched, surveilled, feeling safe and confident that that's the case. Then he would saunter up behind the rest of you all, not say a word.
Yeah, so KLEIN would point out each one in turn, sort of with a like sort of resigned sigh, sort of like motion, and that's our last. KINGSTON.
Well, I would say it's a pleasure to meet you all, but that'd be a lie.
Fuck you too.
I'm not seeing anyone right now.
You're not my type.
Can we get on with it?
So he will kind of gesture you all to like assemble on one of the benches they have there in the park. And Kingston, if you want to go ahead and roll me some alertness, please.
I can most certainly do that. Here we go. It is a 19 under 70.
Yeah, so with your decades of experience and rampant paranoia, your scan of the area has shown absolutely nothing. It is a regular day here in Gold Beach. There's a few kids playing at the park. You can see their parents kind of posted up away from them, but they're so far away from you that there's no chance that there's no chance they'll overhear anything, let alone that they're trying to listen in.
Okay.
Yeah, Detweiler brings you all to the table, and he sits down, and he pulls out from a messenger bag a manila folder and places it down on the table. So I assume you all have heard about the, massacre up the road in Port Orford in November of last year. And that's a rhetorical question. You all would if it did make the national news. 36 people killed at they didn't really go into details, but it was just that 36 people killed at a bar at Port Orford. Or really just outside Port Orford. Seemingly just an act of mass violence and mass hysteria. FBI investigating, but nothing has really come of it.
Yeah, it's pretty tragic. I don't understand what's it got to do with us.
Well, obviously when 36 people die, it's something of note. However, when 36 neo-Nazis all butcher each other for seemingly no reason, that obviously raises some eyebrows. We're hoping that that'd be the end of it, but over the past 3 months, Port Orford has seen a 300% spike in violent crime. Assaults, batteries, there's even been 4 more murders since then, all of them seemingly out of the blue. These local murders are being investigated as part of the greater investigation into Death's Head, but we've been relying primarily on the local sheriff's department and police departments for on-the-ground work.
You said the greater investigation into Death's Head? What is Death's Head?
The Death's Head was the dive bar where the main massacre took place, and honestly we were hoping that it might have just been an own goal, because this was one of the biggest distribution centers of methamphetamine along the west coast. It was a known affiliated site with the white American Reich, and any of you who have criminology can go ahead and roll that now.
Yes, sir.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely. 49 out of 50 on criminology.
15 under 50, yeah.
Yeah, if you have 60, you don't even need to roll, but
fuck.
yeah.
What'd you get?
Yeah, that's a 69 over 50.
Nice.
Nice. But also not nice.
Fuck yeah.
Well, go ahead and mark it. So, Fern, that doesn't ring any bells for you, but Novak and Kingston, that immediately kind of sets your teeth on edge. The White American Reich War had been one of the more up-and-coming neo-Nazi groups in the United States, and rather distressingly, one of the best organized ones as well. There's approximately 2,000 members across 50 states, mostly located on the West Coast and Midwest. Heavily involved with methamphetamine racketing as well as multiple linked hate crimes. They are considered a domestic terrorist organization, but the strange thing about them is that they seem to have a good amount of sway over other neo-Nazi groups, muscling out or absorbing chapters of the Aryan Brotherhood or Adam Waffen or other white supremacist terrorist organizations. Wherever they crop up, they become the top dog very quickly after.
Kingston is going to say, so what's our angle on this? Is it just to see what killed 36 neo-Nazis that I could care less about?
I agree with Kingston. I'm sort of disinclined to take this mission. If the fucking Nazis are killing each other, that's a win for everybody.
I mean, we're here for a reason, Klein. You
With
can't
the
just say,
spike in
no, I don't
violent-
want to do it.
Doesn't
Shape
seem like
up,
a
son.
good one.
With the spike in violent crime, are all of those murders, assaults, are they all on and by Nazis?
And this is where it becomes troubling. It's regular people with no background of criminal behavior, no indications of any prior violent behavior for that matter, suddenly snapping and going completely off the rails. The ones that survived, since most were killed by the police and were unable to be brought in peacefully, the ones that survived are either in the Curry County Sheriff's Department jail or locked up in isolation at the Curry County General Hospital. That'd be in Gold Beach, both of those.
So is there any way for us to get our little grabby fucking hands into this investigation, or do we have to go in dark?
No, you're all being brought in as, shall we say, outside specialists. Obviously, with the fact that it's been 4 months and there's been no breakthrough, well, we're not dragging ass on this just because we want to. There's been significant pushback from trying to investigate this further.
Pushback from who?
From the top.
It's always the ones at the top you gotta look out for.
That comment grants you a dirty smile from across the table.
He just scowls back at you.
Anyhow, I won't be in town for much longer. I'm driving up to Eugene and from there back to Portland. You can reach me by my phone, and he'll give you his contact number. If you need anything from the FBI office in Portland, let me know.
Just to be clear, we're being brought in under the auspices of the FBI, right?
Yeah, so you are all given, along with whatever badges you already have, you are given... They are not FBI badges, but you are given basically plastic civilian cards, basically saying FBI contractor.
Wonderful.
Current points of interest: Curry County Sheriff's Office, Curry County General Hospital. The Death's Head remains a open crime scene under FBI jurisdiction, but being guarded by the Curry County Sheriff's Department. If you're feeling bold, about 25 miles north of Port Orford, there is the Redwood Trailer Park. Most of the war cleared out after the massacre, but it seems that a contingent has stayed behind in that trailer park, so the master race collects their welfare checks there.
Anything else?
He kind of thinks of it. Ah, yes. In that trailer park, you might want to look for Seth Myers, 39 years old. Yeah, he was one of the few survivors of the massacre.
And he's not incarcerated?
He's part of witness protection.
Of course.
Yep. If it were up to me, I'd nail his little meth-addicted ass to the wall, but again, it's not up to me. Although if you decide to squeeze him a bit, it won't hurt my feelings.
Are there any other survivors that are not in jail or hospitalized that we should keep an eye out for? Or is it just Seth?
Only Seth, unfortunately. The other ones who lived either went to ground or are currently in federal custody awaiting trial.
Well, I know what I'm gonna be doing.
What's that, Kingston?
I'll take the trailer park, scout it, see if anything interesting happens. Let you other guys know.
Do we want to just stroll into a little wasp nest?
Well, I never said stroll, KRÖGER.
Well, you made it sound like it.
Report and observe is what I'll do to you for you guys. Stay on the fringes. Look in from the outside.
Yeah, we get it. Pull back the veil.
Exactly.
I mean, if you... Let's be real, Kingston, if you, I'm just pointing at, like, all of the hair and the white beard. If you don't shower for another day, you could probably fit in.
He's gonna ignore the insult despite the fact that he takes care of himself pretty nicely. I mean, you would also fit in as well with how much coke you shove up your nose, but that's another subject for another time, isn't it?
Well, at least it's a meth, huh?
He just shrugs.
Novak is going to look at our good doctor, our sweet dentist, and ask, the first thing I would like to do is go see this shitty little bar. 1, I need a drink, and 2, I want to see a bunch of dead Nazis.
Sure. Yeah, I'll come with you. I think after that, I'm really curious about the folks that are in isolation at the hospital, but we can start with the bar to get an idea of the layout of the situation first.
I think I'm gonna go join you guys while you search around that place, and he holds up a bag. I'm gonna go see if there's any weird financial shit going on behind the curtains at that bar.
Sounds good.
Alright, so Kingston's on a suicide mission, and the rest of us are going to the bar.
Have fun.
It's pretty normal.
Hiding in the fucking woods, like you always do.
I'm right at home there.
Don't let yourself get fucking nailed by a
Kingston.
Nazi.
If you die to a
Yeah,
Nazi, I'm
sure
gonna
you-
fucking...
It's gonna be embarrassing, man.
Yeah, really.
Yeah,
Make
don't
sure
worry
you keep
about it.
that FBI badge hidden. They do not like law enforcement.
On our civilian fun time badges, are they our real names?
They are not. They are actually, like, kind of clearly bullshit names if you really looked at them.
John
I mean,
Smith
it's a lot of,
124.
like, yeah, so you have, like, Jack Small, Aaron Burr. It's also not your faces. It looks like they kind of got someone who approximates your look. Now, that being said, just flashing these, as long as they're not being scrutinized closely, they'll pass.
These are small town cops. I don't think they're gonna give too much of a shit about the accuracy of our FBI badges.
When you flip it, make sure your hand's over the photo.
And you know that what Detwiller told you is that there is a actual legit FBI investigation ongoing. So they're not going to be too shocked to see you either.
Mm-hmm.
Probably just gonna be like, oh, another FBI investigator. Maybe they'll solve the crime this time.
I will say, as my little postal inspector shit, I do come running with a bunch of like surveillance shit, and I'll offer it to Kingston as well. I have cameras and I have directional mics and shit like that.
He'll take it wearily, just give you a look. He's not exactly a Luddite, but he also... You all know that he's hiding from at least the CIA, but beyond that, you don't know what else he could be hiding from. So he just takes it wearily.
I think KOAN just assumes that you're psychotic. It just treats you with kids' gloves all the time.
I mean,
It's like,
considering
yeah, you
that
are
he's
in
been doing
danger.
Delta Green things for 27 years, it's a safe bet to assume he's not exactly... He's not
Exactly.
insane, but he's also like,
The moment Kingston
He's not
leaves,
normal.
the moment Kingston leaves, the other three just sit down and be like, "Alright, do you think he survived this one?"
Yeah.
And he always does. That's the running gag. It's like the last fucking 10 operations or something. He always survives. Everyone just fucking gets shredded or dies, but Kingston just somehow just always comes out.
That's kind of what I was like thinking has happened, the latest iteration of these young pups.
Every time he gets a scar, it makes him sexier somehow. It's really frustrating.
All right, Mamita. All right.
It's about a 30-minute drive from Gold Beach up to Port Orford. It's taking the Oregon Coastal Highway. And we'll actually start with the trio going to the Death's Head, or what remains of it. So, if you can see on the map, if you can see that little road that terminates it's just south of the lake. And it's below 12th Street, terminates just south of the lake. That's where the Death's Head is. It's to the northwest of Cemetery Hill. And as you three pull up in your three separate cars, the Prius, the Escalade, and the Beamer, you notice that there are two Curry County Sheriff's deputy vehicles parked out front, and you see that there's 4 uniformed deputies just kind of standing around.
KLEIN gets out of his car and gets through the other two, and we'll start tromping our way over.
Yeah, and they start moving to kind of intercept you as you're coming up.
I'll pull my badge.
Okay.
Pull my badge really fast and scare him.
Go ahead.
Like before they even have a
Yeah.
chance to talk, we
So-
just bullshit.
Novak, since you're the one who's
flash it.
leading on this, go ahead and roll me either a law or a charisma times 5 check to try to real quick.
Alright, my law is slightly better.
Oh,
Fuck
Yeah,
off.
so-
It's a 51 over 50.
As you real quickly try to pull, and you just say FBI consultant, the guy who kind of forms up front, who you tell very quickly is kind of the leader of this group of 4 deputies. Say, hold on a minute. Can I see that? You said Mr. Novak? Or, I'm sorry, not, whatever your fake name is. Mr. Fake Name? Yeah.
Whatever the fake name is, yeah. Yeah. Sure, I hand it over.
And he is actually going to roll his law. Well, I mean,
Come on.
if it makes you feel any better, he's worse at it than you
We
are.
just got the ideas. as a cop?
No
He
way!
narrows his eyes and he looks for a moment. He kind of looks back at the deputies behind him and he looks at you other two. Do you care to explain what you guys are doing on a crime scene?
We've been brought in with the FBI's. They've brought us in as outside experts. We just wanted to see what we could glean from this crime scene. I heard it was a Kind of a mess.
Kind of a mess is a bit of an understatement there.
Kind of a long, dragging mess, you could say. It's been going on for quite some while without really getting anywhere, right?
Yeah.
So that's exactly what
And
we're
with all
here.
due respect, no thanks to you, you feds.
Hey, buddy. We just work here.
Yeah,
Do you?
That's why they bring us in. Outside contractors, we tend to know a bit more about the minutiae of these sorts of situations.
You could call us specialists of a kind.
So, KOAN, if you could go ahead and roll me a charisma times 5, just because you're kind of taking the point on trying to smooth this over.
That's a 48 under 75.
Yeah, so he nods, and he's still very clearly suspicious of KLEIN, but he at least turns to you and says, "So, you specialist consultants, what exactly are you looking for here?"
Well, I'm not quite sure. I think in the moment we're just trying to get a lay of the land and understand some of the details of the case that you can't really get when you just read case reports.
He nods, and he turns back to one of his deputies, a shorter woman, and he says, "Well, I wasn't on call that night, but Deputy Song here was." And kind of taking her cue, she steps forward and reaches out her hand to shake.
Nice to meet you.
Pleasure. So, what exactly do you need to know? Have you been briefed about the situation at all?
We were briefed slightly. We know some of the basics, but I would love to hear everything from your own words so that we can get a full picture.
So we got the 911 call. It was from neighbors who heard the fighting. And at first they assumed that it was just, another rowdy night with these, particular clientele this bar used to cater to. But soon after we got more calls, panicked, saying they were hearing screaming and gunshots. So I was on call with Fernandez here, and she gestures over to the man next to her, one of the four. And we were the first on the scene, and by the time we got here, it was already over. It was a nightmare.
How long would you say was like the response time here?
Well, we were en route within 15 minutes, but to get all of the backup here, it took us about a good 30. We had been on patrol on the highway, but getting everyone else from Gold Beach took us a bit more time than we would have liked.
Can I just look around real quick? And I want to see. I'm trying to get a lay of the land here. The Death's Head is like this bar at the end of the street.
Yeah,
and the
so
neighbors
go ahead.
How far away are these like other buildings?
Yeah, go ahead and roll me an alertness. And you can do that at plus 20 because you're not under pressure at all.
That's under 70. That's a 56 under 70.
Yeah. So, you kind of take a, really quick survey. And you see that, there are some... So, to give you a picture here, this is a fairly industrial area you're in. It looks like it was part of a fishery section of the town back before it deindustrialized. And this bar looks like it was converted out of an old warehouse. It now sits in pretty severe ruin. It's not been kept up for the past 4 months, and even from the outside, there's clear damage of something really bad happening here. So around you, the nearest houses would be about a good quarter-mile away.
Jesus, they heard from that far, huh?
Now, like she said, noise complaints were not uncommon, but this was different.
This white American Reich group, what can you tell me about your experiences with them?
They're a nasty bunch, I'll tell you that much. They are, well, what can you say, but they're fucking Nazis, but unlike the typical scum, they actually know what they're doing. They got their stuff wired together pretty well. We bring one of them in, they don't say shit until they get a lawyer. If we bring in multiple, they'll simply confirm each other's stories until we have to let them go. Crimes, thankfully not too many here. It looks like they were trying not to shit where they eat, pardon my French, but we knew they were moving a lot of meth out of here, but didn't have a lot of means to stop it.
So prior to the massacre, you would say there wasn't a lot of battery or assault or violent crime?
You'd have the occasional punch up here. Then, back about 2 years ago, I want to say, and Fernandez says, yeah, it was 2 years ago. Yeah, 2 years ago, they beat the shit out of an Indian man, gas station owner here. Left him in a wheelchair.
Was anyone ever charged?
No, they skipped state before we could. Well, yes, we charged him, but no, we weren't able to actually nail him to the wall. They got out on bond and skipped state before they could be tried. It was apparently part of their initiation.
Well, they're a fucking nasty bunch, huh?
And starting at that 2-year mark, did the violent incidences get more regular, or was it just that
No,
severe
it was,
attack and then the massacre?
like I said, fairly quiet. Yeah, and then this massacre out of fucking nowhere.
How many? I mean, you guys obviously keep tabs on them up here, right? I mean, you got a nice round number for how many people were operating out of Port Orford?
Well, before the massacre, I would have said upwards of 90, mostly centered on the trailer park. But since then, hard to say. Most of them seem to have cleared off, but I'd say there's still at least 20. But they've kept to themselves, and unfortunately, just being a shithead is not enough for us to go and put them away.
We heard that a portion of the survivors are locked in isolation at a local hospital. Are they still exhibiting violent behavior, or why are they still there?
I will say, as a GM point, it was none of the survivors from the Death's Head Massacre. It was survivors from the later violent incidents that were in hospital.
Okay, but they're still in isolation.
Yes. At least 2 of them are. The other 3 are in the jail.
What we've heard is that it seemed like they snapped. It has that, I don't know, hysterical energy. Is that still continuous, or did it stop once they were brought in?
They seem to mellow out once you get them out of the area, but there's something not right with them. They still behave extreme antisocial behavior. They said that even though they no longer feel the desire to kill, they still have the thoughts constantly. And go ahead and actually roll me a human.
Oh my god.
That's
The
a
first 100 of the arc.
Oh,
First 100. Yeah,
we
she's about to
fucking
spill
go.
the bean. She's about to spill the beans. Press her harder.
Fuck.
damn.
I mean, have you interviewed them, or are they...
And at this point, Fernandez kind of steps in and is like, look, if you want to have an interview, you should probably schedule one with us at the station. We're on the clock here. We're trying to keep the local hooligans from getting in here and trashing up a crime scene.
Heard. Has that been a problem?
Yeah, look, small town in Oregon, we got plenty of punks who take exception to Nazis here. Thought it might be a good idea to try to burn this place down when it was empty.
I mean, they're not wrong.
He cocks an eyebrow at an FBI consultant saying that, but personal opinions notwithstanding, this is still a federal crime scene, and so with FBI presence lacking, we've been tasked with preserving it, making sure that as long as the investigation is ongoing, nothing is disturbed unduly.
Well, speaking of the investigation, would you mind giving us a bit of a walkthrough?
He looks and Song nods at him, and the leader, who you've still not actually got a name for, his lead deputy, kind of looks at you all and, yeah, Fernandez, you and Hartford go ahead and give him a walkthrough real quick.
Thank you.
All right, so we'll go ahead and move on to Kingston.
Oh boy.
For you, it's about, from the drive up from Gold Beach, it's still about another good 25 minutes to get through the town and to get up to the trailer park. As you're driving through the town, go ahead and roll me a human. Just flat.
Humans on the town. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. That's 39 under 60.
Okay. Would you say that you typically drive with your windows up or down?
Up.
Mm-hmm. Do you typically have the radio playing or no?
He did on the drive, but now that he's in town and he's on mission, no.
So as you're driving through the town, something that strikes you is that there is a air of dread just hanging over the whole place. This is not a town that is particularly, rowdy even at the best of times. It's a small, occasionally during the tourist season in the summer it picks up a bit, but, in early spring, you'd still expect people to be out on the street and to be going about their lives. On your drive through, you see no more than 3 people on the street, and they're moving with purpose. It seems like people are not wanting to be out for too long.
What time of day is it?
At this point, I'd say it's probably around quarter to noon.
Okay.
So as you drive through and up to the trailer park, do you drive up to the trailer park, or do you stop some ways ahead?
Oh, no. definitely not. Knowing where it is there any sort of, is there like a side road that he could park and walk around the perimeter, or any sort of cover, like a hill nearby that maybe he could get up on and take a look at from a distance?
Yeah, so going up the 101 Oregon Coast Highway, you are about halfway between Port Orford and the crossing of Elk River. And yes, there is a side road you could park on. You see, it looks like it's a dirt track. It looks like it actually leads up to a cell tower, but it's easy enough to kind of park off on the side there and be inconspicuous.
Yeah, that's going to be the case. He's going to get out from the hidden compartment. He's going to pull out a pair of binoculars and basically take up like an overwatch position, kind of like sweep back his hair a little bit, his longish, grayish, whitish hair, settle in, lay down prone, and take a look at the trailer park. And what do I see?
Yeah, so you have to hike about another half mile to get up to a decent position.
No, that's fine.
But
yeah,
as you take a look through, go ahead and roll me an alertness.
Excellent, can do.
And what kind of magnification are your binoculars?
I'd say they'd maybe go about maybe like a 12 times zoom or whatever the equivalent is. Your boy rolled a 1 under 70.
Well, I mean, it doesn't even fucking matter then. You're a one-man surveillance drone. So you find, and like, not only do you find a perfect spot, like, you actually find a spot that gives you a almost perfect vantage point, like almost looking down into the trailer park. You also find it in such a way that there's no way anyone who is looking at you could see you.
Excellent.
So, looking through, the first thing that strikes you is, compared to the town, this place is actually pretty buzzing. You got people milling about, and it seems like they're doing, normal daily stuff, taking laundry out, taking trash out. People just kind of, and then of course, people just kind of milling about, standing, talking, sitting around. You see a couple places where they've actually set up TVs on egg crates to have kind of communal viewing areas.
Interesting. Okay. Now, we don't know what Seth Meyers looks like. We didn't acquire that information. So he's just kind of just trying to get an overall view of the area, looking for any illegal activity, anything like that.
Sure. So one thing you notice is that it seems Detwiller kind of undersold you on the size. This place is big, and you'd guess there's probably a good 200 people living here.
Holy shit, okay.
Now, problem being, you can see very clearly that not all these people match the description of what you're looking for. So there's a pretty significant civilian population.
Okay. So nobody with swastika tattoos or...
Oh no, you see plenty of those guys too.
Ah, okay. Alright.
Yeah.
About how many?
So it's hard to get a good count just because they're moving about, most of them. And then, of course, some of them are, you'd imagine they probably do have some, but they're not currently visible. But you do see, you have a rough count. You'd say there's maybe 20 to 30. And on top of that, you do notice at one point, there's a tall, skinny man with thinning brown hair and very prominent swastika on his right cheek. And you notice that he is actually missing his right arm at the elbow. His shirt's tied up, and the way, when he moves with a very pronounced limp.
Kingston is gonna keep him in mind and start watching him. He's got a suspicion this may be Seth, but obviously he can't confirm that for sure, but he's gonna keep his eye on him.
Yeah. And as he's going around, you immediately clock that this guy's not any sort of leader. In fact, it seems like a lot of these guys kind of look down on him, but they definitely speak to him as familiar.
Just from body language and everything, since obviously I don't have audio or anything. Okay.
Right.
He's gonna continue to just watch. He's gonna reach into his coat pocket, pull out a granola bar, and just chew and munch on it while watching. Pocket the wrapper, put it back in his pants pocket.
Yeah, so watching the limping man, you do notice at one point he kind of turns off from the larger group and walks back and enters a double-wide trailer and shuts the door, and he doesn't come out again. As for the other guys, you do see a number of them are openly carrying guns.
Okay.
It looks like they've kind of set themselves up as security or a neighborhood watch even. So among the trailer park, it's majority white, but you do notice there are a few black and brown people there too. And these guys are definitely going pretty hard on them. At several points you see them openly shake them down for money.
Kingston is going to note that and just sigh and just shake his head and just Nazis. Just more to himself than anything. Going back to the man with the limp, and he entered in that trailer, are there any windows?
Yeah, there are, but they've been papered over with newspaper.
So you said that there's a bunch of them openly carrying, sort of like a neighborhood watch. Are there any concentrated in one area more than another?
It looks like a few are actually around that trailer that the limping man got into. You count 5. And then 4 more, and it looks like, kind of doing a actual patrol around another trailer caddy corner to it, a simple single wide. But it looks like, they are very clearly keeping an eye on those 2 trailers in particular.
Okay. He is going to continue to watch. Likely, at some point, pull out his flip phone, shoot a text off to KOAN. In the text, he's going to say, possible visual ID on Myers. Lots of armed Nazis at the trailer park. And send that, put the phone back in his pocket, pull out another granola bar, and continue watching.
You will eventually get a text back. Be aware that people involved in the uptick of violence continue to have homicidal thinking.
He'll feel the phone vibrate in his pocket, but not immediately reach for it. He wants to keep all eyes on the trailer park. So he'll make a note, receive a response. We'll look at it later.